Welcome back, coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters. Rarest coins. Today we are diving into a coin that many people might have seen in old collections or in pocket change, the 1965 Washington quarter dollar. This coin has been the subject of online videos claiming it could be worth as much as $1.9 million. In this video we are going to explore the history of the 1965 quarter, how much it really sells for among collectors, what rare varieties exist, and why those sensational million-dollar claims are mostly exaggerated. Let's get started. History of the Washington quarter. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Designed by John Flanagan, it quickly became one of the most iconic and enduring coins in American history. The obverse features a left-facing profile of George Washington with the word Liberty above and the motto "In God We Trust" beside his profile. On the reverse is a heraldic eagle with outstretched wings holding arrows and olive branches, with the words United States of America and the denomination quarter dollar below. The 1965 quarter is notable because it marked a major change in coinage. Prior to 1965, Washington quarters were made of 90% silver. But starting in 1965, the United States Mint removed silver from circulating quarters and switched to a copper-nickel-clad composition due to rising silver prices. That means the 1965 quarter was the first regular-issue Washington quarter made entirely of base metals for circulation. It still retains the classic design, but its metal content and place and history make it interesting for collectors. Mintage and circulation. The 1965 quarters were minted at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia and Denver coins were made for circulation, while the San Francisco Mint struck quarters primarily for collectors. The total mintage for the Philadelphia quarter was over 600 million coins and for Denver over 630 million coins, making them extremely common. Because of these huge numbers, most 1965 quarters are easy to find in circulation and in coin rolls. This coin was struck with the copper nickel-clad layer, giving it a silver-like appearance but with no actual silver content. Its face value is 25 cents, and most of these coins were used in everyday transactions, so finding a coin in uncirculated condition today can be more difficult than a circulated example. Typical value of a 1965 quarter. Now let's talk about the real value of this coin. For the majority of circulated 1965 Washington quarters, the value is just 25 cents. That is because millions were minted and they remain very common today. Even uncirculated examples that have never been spent usually sell for only a few dollars among collectors. Professional coin guides and recent sales indicate that an uncirculated 1965 quarter in nice condition might be worth anywhere from $1 to $5. High-grade examples certified by professional grading services like MS-65 or MS-66 could sell for more, sometimes reaching $20 to $50 depending on luster and eye appeal. That shows that while uncirculated coins are more valuable than face value, the premiums are modest compared to the sensational claims online. Why claims of $1.9 million are misleading? Now we need to address the big claims circulating on social media, that a 1965 Washington quarter is worth $1.9 million. That figure is completely misleading. There is no documented evidence from reputable auction houses or professional coin sales that any standard 1965 quarter has ever sold for anywhere near 7 figures. These exaggerated values often appear in videos designed to get clicks, where sellers list coins at unrealistic asking prices or estimate hypothetical values for dramatic effect. Real coin market values are determined by actual sales where buyers and sellers agree on a price. In reality, even top-graded 1965 quarters rarely sell for more than $50 unless they have unusual features or errors. Rare errors and special varieties. That does not mean that every 1965 quarter is worthless to collectors. Some coins have minting errors that make them more valuable. Error coins occur when something goes wrong during production. Examples include off-center strikes where the design is misaligned, double die errors where part of the design appears doubled, or planchet errors where a coin is struck on the wrong metal blank. For 1965 quarters, Some error coins can be valuable depending on rarity and condition. Certain off-center strikes or dramatic double dies have sold for hundreds or even over $1,000. These coins are extremely rare compared to regular circulation strikes. Even so, there is no evidence that any 1965 quarter error coin has ever sold for $1.9 million. High-value coins at that level are almost always unique historical rarities, often made of silver or gold and from much earlier periods in U.S. history. How to check your 1965 quarter for value. If you have a 1965 Washington quarter and want to know if it might be valuable, start by examining its condition. Coins with heavy wear, scratches, or discoloration are worth only face value. Coins with sharp details, original luster, and no damage may have a higher value in the collector market. Next, look for anything unusual about the design. Is it off-center? Are parts of the letters or numbers doubled? Are there any missing or extra features? If you notice unusual characteristics, take the coin to a trusted dealer or a professional grading service. Certified grading and authentication will tell you if your coin has an error or exceptional quality, and it will also help you determine what similar coins have actually sold for in documented auctions. Summary of value. Reality. Here is the honest truth about the 1965 Washington quarter. Most of these coins are very common and worth only face value or modest premium if in uncirculated condition. Rarer coins can bring hundreds or low thousands of dollars depending on severity and documentation, but the claims that a standard 1965 quarter is worth $1.9 million are completely unsupported by real auction records or market data. Collectors and coin enthusiasts base value on documented sales, rarity, condition, and historical significance. While coins from 1965 are historically interesting because they mark the first year of the copper-nickel-clad composition, most are not particularly valuable beyond a few dollars. Closing. Thank you for watching this deep dive into the 1965 Washington quarter dollar. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe for more coin insights. Let me know in the comments if you have a coin you think might be rare, and I will help you explore its value. Keep collecting and keep learning, because sometimes the real story behind a coin is more fascinating than any online claim could ever be. If you want, I can also create a visual storyboard and timestamp chapters for this video so it's ready for YouTube upload. That would make it more engaging and professional. Do you want me to do that? Welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the fascinating world of coins and uncover the real stories behind their values. Rarest coins. Today's video centers on a seemingly ordinary coin that many of us have seen in our spare change, the 1979 Washington quarter dollar. You might have seen videos saying some of these coins are worth over $1.5 million. In this video we are going to explore the history of the 1979 quarter, how much they are actually worth on the collector market, and why some people online exaggerate values. Let's get started. History and background of the Washington quarter. The Washington quarter was first introduced back in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. It replaced earlier quarter designs and quickly became one of the most iconic coins in American history. The obverse of this coin bears the profile of George Washington facing left with the words "In God We Trust" and "Liberty" above his head. On the reverse we see the bald eagle with its wings spread and the words "United States of America" and quarter dollar around it. The design was created by John Flanagan and remains beloved by collectors to this day. The 1979 series was part of the long legacy of Washington quarters issued every year for circulation and collecting. The year 1979 is notable because over 1 billion Washington quarters were struck across 3 mints that year. The Denver Mint produced almost 500 million of the 1979 quarters, making it one of the most common circulation strikes in the entire series. Because of this massive production, most of these coins entered everyday use and are still regularly found in pocket change and coin rolls today. Most 1979 quarters are simply common coins of the modern era rather than rare treasures. Typical value of the 1970-90 Washington quarter. So what is a typical 1970-90 quarter worth? Most circulated examples are only worth their face value of 25 cents because of how many were made and how many are still around. Even uncirculated examples without wear usually trade hands for just a few dollars among collectors. According to Coin Value Guides, the 1970-90 Washington quarter in average to uncirculated grades is commonly valued around $1 to a modest few dollars, with the price influenced by coin condition and demand among collectors. This means that the majority of those coins will not fetch high prices at auction and remain affordable pieces for beginners to collect. A 1970-90 quarter is generally worth its face value up to a few dollars in typical collector markets. The reason why collector values remain modest for this coin is its high mintage. When nearly 500 million coins are made in a single year, collectors are not competing for scarcity but rather for finer condition examples. Only when coins are preserved in superb condition with crisp details and original mint luster do they become more desirable. High-grade coins and collector premiums. Let's talk about those rare high-grade examples because that's usually where values rise. Coins are graded on a scale called the Sheldon scale, which runs from 1 to 70 and higher numbers indicate better condition. A 1970-90 quarter graded at MS67 by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC is significantly better than most pieces you'll find in circulation. Some of those high-grade 1970-90 quarters have sold at auction for prices in the low thousands. In one notable auction, a certified MS67 1970-90 quarter brought just over $1,000 in a 2014 sale, showing that collectors do value exceptional condition. These exceptional pieces are not common, and finding one in that quality is a pleasant surprise for any coin hunter. True collector values like those are based on actual documented auction results, and serious coin enthusiasts use those sales to determine real worth. However, it's important to be clear and honest with you. There are no widely documented sales of a 1970-90 Washington quarter anywhere near $1.5 million. Claims online that any ordinary 1970-90 quarter is worth $1,500,000 are misleading and not supported by real market data. The highest premiums typically occur for flawless, high-grade auctions, and even those sales rarely exceed a few $1,000s at most. Rare errors and higher values. Now, if you are wondering about error coins, that's a valid point. Error coins are those with mistakes made during minting, and some of them can be valuable. For example, off-center strikes where the design is shifted off the coin center, double strikes or planchet errors where the metal blank was wrong can attract collector interest. Rarer 1979 quarters can sell for a bit more than normal examples. However, even dramatic errors of this type usually fetch prices in the hundreds or low thousands of dollars depending on the degree of the error and the condition. There is no known common error for the 1970-90 quarter that would push the value into the millions. Most collectors and coin experts will tell you that finding a dramatic error coin is exciting but usually modest in market value compared with sensationalized claim videos that promise huge payoffs. If you think one of your coins might have a genuine mint error, the best advice is to have it authenticated and graded by a recognized third-party grading service. Those professionals can confirm if it is an error, what type of error it is, and assign a grade that helps determine a realistic market value. Their published auction records help you see what similar coins have actually sold for in the past. How to examine your coin for value. So if you have a 1970-90 quarter, here's how to check its potential. First, look at the overall condition. Coins with significant wear and scratches are generally worth only face value. Look at the detail around Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers. If those details are crisp and the surface is bright and unblemished, that's a good start for higher value. Next, inspect the mint mark. The small letter D behind Washington's ponytail tells you it's from Denver. Then check for any odd features such as off-center designs or missing metal. These could be signs of an error coin. If you believe you have something unusual, take it to a coin dealer or submit it for professional grading. That is the best way to confirm value. It is also worth mentioning that credible coin price guides and auction records are your best friends. Always compare your coin with documented sales, not random internet posts. Real auction houses publish actual prices realized, which tell you what collectors are truly paying. You will find that the highest real values for 1979D quarters are far lower than some sensational claims suggest. Wrapping up the value reality, so here is the bottom line on the 1979D Washington quarter. Most examples are common coins worth face value or just a few dollars in uncirculated condition. Exceptional high-grade specimens can attract collector interest and bring significantly higher prices, often in the low thousands but not millions. Rare mint errors can boost value above common pieces, but even those typically sell for modest amounts compared to the hype found online. Claims that a 1979D quarter is worth $1.5 million are not backed by documented sales. Closing. Thanks so much for watching this deep dive into the 1979D Washington quarter dollar. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button and subscribe for more coin insights. Let me know in the comments if you have a coin you think might be rare, and I will help you learn about it. Keep collecting and keep chasing those treasures, because you never know what fascinating story might be sitting in your pocket change. If you want, I can tailor this script with suggested chapter titles, visuals, or a thumbnail description to help your video stand out. Welcome back to the channel, coin hunters and treasure seekers. Today we are talking about a coin that almost every American has seen in their pocket change, but one that has sparked thousands of online videos claiming insane values. Yes, I am talking about the 1993D Washington quarter dollar. People online are saying some of these coins are worth over $1.3 million. In this video we are going to unpack the history of this coin, the real market value collectors will pay, why certain specimens are more valuable, and why those videos claiming unbelievably high prices are often misleading. History of the Washington quarter. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The design was created by John Flanagan and features a left-facing portrait of Washington on the obverse with the word liberty above his head and the motto "In God We Trust" to the left. On the reverse is a bald eagle with wings spread clutching arrows and olive branches with the denomination quarter dollar in the United States of America above it. This classic design was used for decades, and coins like the 1993D are a continuation of that historic series. Over the years, collectors have come to appreciate this design not only for its history but because changes in minting make certain years and conditions more desirable. Mintage and background of the 1993D quarter. In 1993, the United States Mint continued producing Washington quarters for circulation. The Denver Mint struck more than 645 million 1993D quarters, making it a very common coin in circulation and in collectors' hands today. Because of this huge production, most of these coins were used in everyday transactions and are still found in pocket change. These coins are composed of copper and nickel, which gives them the familiar silver appearance we all recognize. Typical value versus reality. So let's talk value. Most circulated 1993D Washington quarters you find in everyday change are only worth their face value of 25 cents. That is because billions were made and most show were from regular use. Even many uncirculated examples typically sell for just a few dollars. According to reputable coin price guides, a 1993D quarter in average uncirculated condition might be worth around $8 or so. Maybe a bit more if it is in excellent mint state condition, but still not anywhere near huge sums. IDRSS inverted question mark 1/2. Coin trackers +1. Collectors and dealers price coins based on condition. A coin with deep wear from circulation remains at face value or slightly higher. A coin with no signs of circulation may sell for a premium but generally only in the single or low double-digit dollar range. Even coins that are certified by professional graders like PCGS or NGC often sell in the low hundreds at most. Some auction records show uncirculated 1993D coins graded mint state 67 or 67 plus have brought more than $1,000 in isolated sales. But those are exceptions and require perfect condition with superb eye appeal, and very few certified examples exist at that high grade. IDRSS inverted question mark 1/2. Coins value +1. Why some people think they are worth millions. Now let's address the online claims that some 1993D quarters are worth $1.3 million or more. These kinds of assertions come from sensationalized content that assumes rarity without evidence. The reality is that no widely documented sale of a 1993D Washington quarter has ever reached something close to $1.3 million in a public auction or a reputable marketplace. The highest auction prices recorded for well-graded examples top out in the low thousands, not millions. IDRSS inverted question mark 1/2 coins value. Sometimes coins with dramatic minting errors such as off-center strikes, double strikes, or wrong plan case can attract collector interest and higher prices, but even these error coins sell for hundreds or at most a few $1,000s depending on severity and condition. There is currently no known major error variety of the 1993D quarter that commands a price anywhere near $1 million. Most serious coin collectors will tell you that if a coin were truly that valuable, there would be verified sales and listings from trusted auction houses showing that value. How to tell if your coin has value? If you think you have a 1993D quarter that might be valuable, here is how to evaluate it. First, look at the condition. Coins that are shiny with no wear, strong details, and no scratches are more likely to be worth more than worn examples. Next, look for any obvious mint errors such as misaligned designs, missing metal, or doubling on the letters or numbers. Error coins can be valuable, but you should consult a professional coin dealer or submit your coin to a third-party grading service for authentication. Graded coins with high grades from PCGS or NGC will often bring higher prices because collectors trust the grade. It is also crucial to check documented auction results and never rely solely on internet hype videos for valuation. Auction houses such as Heritage, Great Collections, and others publish actual sale prices which give you a much clearer picture of what coins have truly sold for. Summary: so what is the real deal with the 1993D Washington quarter? Most are worth face value or a little more in uncirculated condition. A few very high-grade examples or rare error coins can bring premiums, but those typically do not exceed a few $1,000s in actual sale prices. Claims of coins worth over $1.3 million are not supported by real market data. The best way to figure out the value of your coin is to have it assessed by a professional and compare it with verified auction sales. Closing: thanks for watching and thanks for sticking with us through this deep dive into the 1993D Washington quarter. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more coin information, and let me know in the comments if you have a coin you think might be valuable and I can help you learn more about it. Keep collecting and keep chasing those treasures. If you want visuals, prompts, chapter titles, or a thumbnail suggestion to go with this script, just let me know. Welcome back to the channel Treasure Hunters and Coin Collectors. Today we are diving into the story of a coin that you may have seen in your pocket change or in a jar of old coins at home. We are talking about the 1997p Washington quarter dollar. This coin has been the subject of many online videos claiming it is worth huge fortunes like $1.1 million. In this video we are going to break down the history of this coin, how much it is really worth according to real collectors and auction records, why some rare versions can be more valuable, and why those claims of huge prices are mostly exaggerated. Let's get started. History of the Washington Quarter. The Washington Quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The design was created by John Flanagan and features a left-facing portrait of Washington on the obverse with the word Liberty above and the motto "In God We Trust" beside his profile. On the reverse, the heraldic eagle spreads its wings with arrows and olive branches symbolizing strength and peace. This design has endured for decades and stayed in everyday use long before the State Quarters program began in 1999. The 1997 series represents part of that long tradition of Washington Quarters struck for circulation as well as for collectors. In 1997, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 595 million of the Philadelphia version of this quarter, making it very common today. Because of this huge production, most of these coins entered everyday circulation and millions are still found in pocket change each year. The coin has a copper-nickel clad composition which gives it a familiar silver-like appearance and a face value of 25 cents. The P Mint mark on this coin tells you it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Typical value of the 1997 P quarter. Now let's talk about real value most collectors are interested in. For most circulated examples that show normal wear from circulation, the 1997 P Washington Quarter is typically only worth its face value of 25 cents. That is because nearly 600 million were produced and most are easy to find today. Even uncirculated examples that have never been used in commerce and retain their original mint luster usually sell for only a few dollars among collectors. According to recent coin value guides, a 1997 P Washington Quarter in uncirculated condition can be valued around $5 to $12 depending on condition and demand. High-quality examples graded by professional services may sell for slightly more but generally stay in the low tens of dollars at most. This value range comes from real sales and price guides that collectors use, not from random online listings that list fantasy prices. The high auction prices recorded for top-graded examples of this coin are well documented and usually in the low thousands at most for the rarest certified coins from this year. For example, one of the highest documented auction sales for a 1997 P quarter graded MS67 Plus by a major grading service was around $3,500 at a major auction. That sale shows that truly exceptional, nearly perfect examples do attract collector interest and can bring higher premiums, but that is very different from millions of dollars and it requires a coin in near-perfect condition certified and verified by a reputable grading company. Most coins in even very nice condition still trade for only a modest premium over face value. Realistic highest values and why 1.1 million is unlikely. Now let us address the viral claims you may have seen online that some 1997 P quarters are worth $1.1 million. Those sensational figures are almost always exaggerated. They come from videos that list hypothetical values or single and verified listings on online selling platforms. Real market values are based on actual auction results where buyers and sellers agree on a price. There are no widely documented sales of a 1997 P Washington Quarter for anywhere near $1.1 million in a reputable coin auction or professional sale. The highest documented auction prices for top-graded examples reach into the low thousands on rare-graded coins, but nothing close to seven figures. Those are real numbers from real buyers who were willing to pay those prices. There is simply no evidence that a typical 1997 P quarter is worth $1 million. The coin market is guided by rarity, condition, historical significance, and collector demand. A coin that is common and produced in the millions will not suddenly become worth millions of dollars simply because a video claims it is. Serious numismatists and auction houses rely on documented sales and population data from professional graders to determine true values. Rare errors and special cases. So what about rare mistakes made at the mint? Sometimes error coins can be valuable. An error coin is one where something went wrong during the minting process, such as the coin being struck off center, struck on the wrong plankett, having double die features or missing a layer of metal. These error coins can be interesting to collectors and sometimes bring higher prices because they are unusual and harder to find. For the 1997 quarter series, some common error varieties include double die obverse examples where design elements look doubled in places, off-center strikes where the design is not aligned properly, or wrong plankett errors where the coin was struck on a blank intended for another denomination. These error coins may sell for more than a normal circulating coin, but typically their values remain in the tens or at most hundreds of dollars unless exceptionally dramatic and verified through grading. Some error coins have sold for a few $100s or even $1,000 depending on the severity and condition. But again, these are based on real sales records and not millions of dollars. The bottom line is that errors are real and do have value, but they usually do not reach anywhere close to the sensational numbers you might see in clickbait videos. Always check multiple sources, consult serious coin collectors and refer to documented auction prices to get a realistic sense of worth. How to check your coin for value if you think you might have a valuable 1997p Washington quarter. Here are some tips to evaluate it. First, check the overall condition. Coins with heavy wear, scratches and discoloration are generally worth only face value. A well-preserved coin with sharp detail and original surface is more likely to attract interest. Look at the mint mark and design details under good lighting. Then examine the coin for anything unusual such as off-center strikes, missing metal layers, or doubling in the letters or numbers. If you believe you have something unusual, take it to a trusted coin dealer or have it submitted to a professional grading service. These services authenticate the coin and assign a grade that helps determine its value in the marketplace. It also helps to compare your coin with completed auction sales, not just asking prices. Websites and auction house records let you see what similar coins have actually sold for. Summary of value reality. So here is the honest truth about the 1997p Washington quarter. Most of these coins are common and worth their face value or modest premium of a few dollars in uncirculated condition. Some high-grade examples certified by professionals can sell for a few $1,000s, but those are rare and exceptional pieces. There is no credible evidence that any standard 1997p quarter is worth $1.1 million. Sensational online claims should be taken with a grain of salt and verified with real market data before you believe them. Closing. Thank you for watching our deep dive into the 1997p Washington quarter dollar. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more coin insights. Let me know in the comments if you have a coin you think might be valuable and I will help you learn about it. Until next time, keep collecting and keep learning, because you never know what treasures might be hiding in your pocket change. If you want visuals, ideas, chapter timestamps, or a strong thumbnail description to go with this script, just let me know.